The lights in Nexus Prime's main cantina were dim and smoky. Strange creatures from dozens of worlds sat around metal tables, drinking colorful liquids and speaking in many different languages. The air smelled like engine fuel and alien spices, mixed together. At a corner table, a large green creature with sharp teeth slammed his fist down hard. His name was Kexitar, and he was proud to be the leader of the most feared pirate crew in this part of space. His yellow eyes glowed with excitement as he spoke to his crew. "Listen to me," Kexitar said loudly. "Today we took 3 ships. 3. The Galactic Council merchants ran away like scared children when they saw our black ships coming." His crew cheered and raised their drinks. They were all different types of aliens. Some had scales, some had fur, and some looked like walking rocks. But they all shared one thing. They were pirates who lived by taking what others had worked for. "Boss," said one of his crew members, a thin blue alien named Rix. "What about that big transport ship we saw near the asteroid belt? It looked like it had good cargo." Kexitar's teeth showed in a mean smile. "Yes, that ship was full of expensive goods. We could have been rich for months, but it got away because you fools were too slow." The crew looked down at their drinks, feeling ashamed. They knew Kexitar was right. They had missed many good chances lately. "But tomorrow," Kexitar continued, "we will not miss. We will take any ship we find. Any ship. I don't care who owns it or where it comes from. If it has cargo, it will be ours." An old voice spoke from the dark corner of the cantina. "Not any ship, young pirate." Everyone turned to look. In the shadows sat an ancient creature that looked like a giant lizard. His skin was covered in old scars, and one of his eyes was white and blind. This was Voss, a trader who had traveled space for over 60 years. Kexitar laughed. "Old one, are you trying to scare us with stories?" Voss slowly stood up. His body was bent with age, but his good eye was sharp and serious. "I am trying to save your life, foolish child." "Save my life?" Kexitar stood up too, his hand moving to the energy weapon on his belt. "From what? There is no ship in space that my crew cannot take." "There is," Voss said quietly. "Never attack the ships with blue and white markings. Never attack human ships." The cantina became very quiet. Even the music stopped playing. Creatures who had been talking and laughing now looked nervous and afraid. Kexitar looked around, confused. "Human ships? What is special about humans? They are weak. They have no claws, no poison, no thick skin. They die easily." "You think they are weak because you are young and stupid," Voss said. He walked closer to Kexitar's table. "You were not here 20 years ago. You did not see what happened during the Terran incident." "What incident?" Rix asked. His voice was small and scared. Voss sat down at their table without being asked. His old hands shook as he poured himself a drink. 20 years ago, pirates attacked a human colony ship. It was full of families, mothers, fathers, children. The pirates thought it would be easy, just one ship with no weapons. "So what happened?" another crew member asked. "The humans came," Voss said simply. "Not one ship, not 10 ships, all of them. Every human ship, station, and world sent help. For 3 years they hunted every pirate in 100 light years of space." Kexitar tried to laugh, but the sound came out wrong. "Impossible. No species does that for one ship." "Humans do," said a new voice. They all turned to see a female alien with purple skin. She was Captain Zara of the merchant ship Star Dancer. She had been listening from the next table. "I was there," she said. "I saw human mining ships with weapons attached. I saw human research vessels hunting pirates like wild animals. I saw human pleasure boats carrying soldiers instead of tourists." "That cannot be true," Kexitar said, but his voice was not as strong as before. "It is true," Voss continued. "The humans did not just kill the pirates who attacked their colony ship. They destroyed every pirate organization in the region. They tracked down suppliers, buyers, and anyone who helped pirates. They burned pirate bases to ash and scattered their fleets like dust in space." The cantina was now completely silent. Even the bartender had stopped cleaning glasses to listen. "But why?" Rix whispered. "Why would they do so much for one ship?" Voss leaned forward. Because humans think differently than us. When we are attacked, we fight back against our attackers. When humans are attacked, they make sure the attack can never happen again. Ever. Captain Zara nodded. I have traded with humans for many years now. They are kind and fair in business. They help other species and share their knowledge. But if you threaten them, she shook her head, they become something else, something terrible. You are all cowards, Kextar shouted, but his crew could hear the fear in his voice. Humans are just another weak species. Tomorrow I will prove it. How? Voss asked. The next human ship we see, we will take it. You will see that they are nothing special. Voss stood up slowly. His old face looked very sad. Then you will die, young fool, and your crew will die with you. We will see about that, Kextar said. As the old trader walked away, he stopped and looked back. If you are lucky, they will kill you quickly. If you are not lucky, they will make sure the whole galaxy knows what happens to those who threaten humans. The cantina slowly returned to normal as aliens began talking again. But Kextar's crew was quiet. They thought about the old trader's words. Boss, Rick said quietly, maybe we should listen to him. No. Kextar slammed his fist on the table again. We are pirates. We take what we want. Tomorrow we hunt human ships and I will show you all that they bleed and die just like everyone else. But even as he said these brave words, Kextar felt a cold fear growing in his stomach. Around the cantina, other aliens looked at him with pity as if he were already dead. At another table, a human sat quietly, drinking his beer and listening to everything. His name was Han Seok, and he was the captain of a merchant ship called the Soul's Pride. He had heard every word Kextar said. Han Seok finished his drink and stood up. He was not tall or strong-looking. He wore simple clothes and walked quietly. Most aliens would think he looked harmless. As he passed Kextar's table, he stopped for just a moment. Without looking at the pirate, he said softly, "You should listen to the old one." Then he walked out into the busy spaceport where his crew was loading supplies onto their ship. Soon they would leave Nexus Prime and head for their next delivery. Han Seok hoped the foolish pirate would change his mind, but he knew pirates rarely listened to good advice. Back in the cantina, Kextar watched the human leave. See, he told his crew, small and weak. Tomorrow, we will show the galaxy that humans are nothing to fear. His crew nodded, but none of them felt brave anymore. They had heard the stories. They had seen the fear in the old trader's eyes. Tomorrow, they would learn if the stories were true. The Soul's Pride moved quietly through deep space. It was not a beautiful ship. The hull was old and scratched from many years of travel. Rust spots showed where meteor dust had hit the metal. But the engines were strong, and the crew kept everything working well. Captain Han Seok sat in his command chair, reading reports on his data pad. He was a man of 45 years, with gray hair at his temples and calm brown eyes. He had been flying cargo ships for 20 years and had seen many dangerous things in space. "Captain," said a young voice behind him, "we are 6 hours from the Kepler colony. The medical supplies will arrive on time." Han Seok turned to look at Kim Jae, his pilot. The young man was only 23, but he flew the ship better than pilots twice his age. His hands were always steady and his eyes were sharp. "Good work, Jae," Han Seok said. "The people on Kepler are very sick. They need these medicines quickly." In the engine room, Park Yuna wiped oil from her hands with a dirty cloth. She was the chief engineer, and the Soul's Pride ran so well because of her hard work. She was 31 years old with short black hair and strong hands that could fix anything. "Engine running at 96%, she called over the ship's communication system. "All systems good, Captain." "Thank you, Yuna," Han Seok replied. He was proud of his crew. They were good people who worked hard to help others. Dr. Lee Hanna came onto the bridge carrying a cup of hot tea. She was the ship's doctor, 38 years old with kind eyes and gentle hands. She took care of the crew when they were sick or hurt. "The medical supplies are secure," she told the captain. "Temperature controlled and ready for delivery." Han Seok nodded. Excellent. With luck, we will reach Kepler without any... Suddenly, red lights began flashing all over the bridge. A loud alarm sound filled the air. Captain, Kim Jae shouted from his control station. 12 ships just came out of hyperspace. They are surrounding us. Han Seok stood up quickly. On the main screen, he could see the pirate ships. They were painted black with red symbols on their sides. Their weapons were already pointed at the Soul's Pride. Pirates, Han Seok said quietly. He was not surprised. This part of space had many pirates who attacked merchant ships. A rough voice came over the communication system. Attention, human ship. This is Kekstar, leader of the Black Claw Pirates. You will stop your engines and prepare to be boarded. Give us your cargo and maybe we will let you live. The crew looked at their captain. Kim Jae's hands moved over his controls, ready to run or fight. Park Yuna's voice came from the engine room. Captain, I can give you more power if you need it. Dr. Lee Hana stood very still, but her eyes had changed. They were no longer kind and gentle. They looked cold and hard, like the eyes of a soldier. Han Seok walked to the communication panel. He pressed a button and spoke in a calm, quiet voice. This is Captain Han Seok of the Terran Merchant Marine. You have 30 seconds to withdraw or we will consider this an act of war against humanity. Over the radio they could hear the pirates laughing. Did you hear that? Kekstar's voice was full of mockery. The human thinks his little cargo ship can fight 12 pirate vessels. Human, you have 5 people on that ship. I have over 100 warriors. 29 seconds, Han Seok said calmly. Captain, Kim Jae whispered. Should I try to run? No, Han Seok said. It is too late for that now. Dr. Lee Hana moved to her station and began pressing buttons on her control panel. Her fingers moved quickly, like she had done this many times before. What are you doing, Hana? Han Seok asked. Sending the beacon, she replied. Her voice was different now. It sounded like a soldier giving a report. All human ships within 50 light-years will receive the signal in 17 minutes. Beacon? Kim Jae asked. What beacon? Every human ship has a special emergency transmitter, Dr. Lee Hana explained while she worked. When pirates attack, one of our ships, we send a signal to warn all other humans in the area. 15 seconds, Han Seok announced. Kekstar's voice came back over the radio. Stupid human, we are not afraid of your warnings. Prepare to die. Time is up, Han Seok said. He turned to his crew. Everyone know what to do? Yes, Captain, they all said together. Kim Jae began shutting down non-essential systems. Park Yuna's voice came from the engine room. Sealing the important compartments now. Moving the reactor to emergency settings. Dr. Lee Hana opened a locked cabinet and took out a small device. She attached it to her medical scanner. Combat medic kit activated, she said quietly. The first pirate ship fired its weapons. Blue energy beams hit the Soul's Pride's shields. The ship shook, but it was still flying. Shields at 60%, Kim Jae reported. More pirate ships began shooting. The Soul's Pride shook harder with each hit. They are trying to disable our engines, Han Seok said. They want to board us alive. Should we fight back? Kim Jae asked. Not yet, Han Seok replied. Let them think we are helpless. The pirate weapons hit the engine section. Sparks flew from control panels, and the lights went dim. Engines offline. Park Yuna called. We are dead in space. Kekstar's voice came over the radio again. Good. Now you cannot run away. Prepare to be boarded, humans. The crew watched on their screens as small pirate ships moved closer to the Soul's Pride. Soon, armed pirates would be inside their ship. Captain, Kim Jae said nervously. What do we do now? Han Seok sat back down in his chair. He looked calm, like this happened every day. Now we wait. Wait for what? Kim Jae asked. Dr. Lee Hana answered. We wait for them to make their biggest mistake. What mistake? Kim Jae was confused. They think this is just about our ship, Han Seok explained. They think this is just about our cargo. They do not understand what they have really done. On the scanner, Dr. Lee Hanna watched as the first pirate boarding ship connected to their hull. She could hear metal cutting through metal as the pirates made a hole to enter. "Boarding party is almost inside," she reported. "How long until the beacon reaches other human ships?" Han Seok asked. 14 minutes, Dr. Lee Hanna replied. "And how long until the first human ships can get here?" Dr. Lee Hanna checked her calculations. "The closest human patrol is 37 minutes away. But Captain, there are mining ships closer, and research vessels, and—" "I know," Han Seok said quietly. "They will all come." Kim Jae still did not understand. "Captain, we will be captured in 5 minutes. How can other ships help us?" Park Yuna's voice came from the engine room where she was hiding. "Jae, you still do not understand humans very well." "What do you mean?" Han Seok stood up as they heard the pirates breaking through the final door. "Kim Jae, when pirates attack one human, how many humans do they attack?" "One," Kim Jae said. "No," Dr. Lee Hanna said, checking her weapon. "When you attack one human, you attack all humans." The door to the bridge opened with a loud crash. Kextar walked in with 10 armed pirates behind him. His yellow eyes glowed with victory. "Hello, humans," he said with a nasty smile. "Welcome to the worst day of your lives." Han Seok looked at the pirate leader calmly. "Actually," he said, "I think this is the worst day of your life." Kextar laughed. "Really? You are my prisoners. Your ship is captured. Your cargo is mine." "Yes," Han Seok agreed. "But you made one very big mistake." "What mistake?" Kextar demanded. Han Seok smiled for the first time since the attack began. "You attacked a human ship." Kextar raised his weapon. "So what? You are just humans." "Yes," Dr. Lee Hanna said quietly. "We are humans, and now so is your problem." Kextar walked around the bridge of the Soul's Pride like he owned it. His pirates kept their weapons pointed at the human crew. The pirate leader looked at the simple cargo ship and laughed. "This is what I was afraid of," he said loudly. "This, old rust bucket? You humans are even weaker than I thought." Captain Han Seok sat in his chair, hands folded in his lap. He looked at Kextar with calm eyes. "How many ships are in your fleet?" "What?" Kextar was surprised by the question. "Your fleet, how many ships do you have?" Kextar puffed out his chest with pride. 12 ships. 12 fast, strong warships with over 100 of the best pirates in this part of space." Han Seok nodded slowly. 12 ships. That is unfortunate. Unfortunate for you. Kextar laughed. "No," Han Seok said quietly. "Unfortunate for you." Kextar's smile faded. Something about the human's calm voice made him feel uncomfortable. "What do you mean?" "You should have brought more ships," Han Seok replied. The pirate leader grabbed Han Seok by his shirt and pulled him up from the chair. "Stop talking like that. You are my prisoner. You will show me respect." "I am showing you respect," Han Seok said. "I am telling you the truth. 12 ships will not be enough." "Enough for what?" Kextar shook the human captain. "To fight what is coming." Far away from the Soul's Pride, human ships across many star systems received Dr. Lee Hanna's beacon signal. The message was simple and clear. "Human ship under attack. Coordinates follow. Response authorized." On the mining ship Busan Worker, Captain Oh Minji read the message and immediately changed course. Her ship was designed to break apart asteroids, but the big laser cutters could destroy pirate ships just as easily. "All crew to battle stations," she announced. "We have work to do." On the research vessel Daegu Science, Commander Nam Tae ordered his team to lock away their experiments and prepare the ship's new weapons for testing. "Looks like we get to try out the plasma cannons sooner than expected," he told his crew. Even the luxury passenger ship Incheon Dream changed its route. The wealthy passengers complained, but Captain Park Dong just smiled. "Sorry for the delay, ladies and gentlemen. We have an important family matter to attend to." All across human space, the same thing happened. Mining ships, research vessels, passenger ships, cargo haulers, and military patrols, they all received the beacon and turned toward the coordinates where pirates had attacked the Soul's Pride. Back, on the captured cargo ship, Kextar's pirates were searching through the medical supplies. They were disappointed to find medicine instead of gold or weapons. "Boss," said Rix, the thin blue pirate, "this cargo is not worth much, just medicine, for sick people." "Then we will sell it to other sick people," Kextar replied. "Medicine is always worth something." Dr. Lihana looked up from where she sat on the floor. "Those medicines are for children, sick children who will die without treatment." "Not my problem," Kextar said. But some of his pirates looked uncomfortable. Even pirates did not like the idea of children dying. Captain Han Seok checked his watch. 32 minutes now, he said to himself. "What did you say?" Kextar demanded. "Nothing important. I was just counting." "Counting what?" Han Seok looked directly at the pirate leader. "Time. Your remaining time." Kextar hit Han Seok across the face. The human captain's lip began to bleed, but he did not cry out or look afraid. "Stop saying things like that," Kextar shouted. "You are making me angry." "I am not trying to make you angry," Han Seok said, wiping blood from his mouth. "I am trying to help you understand your situation." "My situation? I have captured your ship. I have captured your crew. I win." Park Yuna spoke from where she sat near her engineering station. "You have not won anything. You have just made the biggest mistake of your life." "What mistake?" Kextar was getting more frustrated. Kim Jae, the young pilot, answered. "You attacked humans." "So what? Humans die just like everyone else." Dr. Lee Hana stood up slowly. The pirates pointed their weapons at her, but she ignored them. 20 years ago, pirates attacked a colony ship called the New Soul. It was full of families moving to start a new life on a farming planet. "I do not care about your old stories," Kextar said. "You should care," Dr. Lee Hana continued, "because I was there. I was a young medic in the Terran Marine Corps." For the first time, Kextar noticed that the human doctor moved like a soldier. Her eyes were cold and hard, not soft like a normal doctor. "The pirates who attacked the New Soul thought like you do," she continued. "They thought humans were weak. They thought one ship with families would be easy to take." "What happened?" Rix asked quietly. "The pirates killed 63 people, men, women, and children. They took the ship and sold the survivors as slaves." Kextar tried to laugh, but the sound was nervous. "See? Pirates won." "No," Dr. Lihana said. "The pirates made humanity angry. All of humanity." She walked to the window and looked out at the stars. Within one day, every human military ship, every human civilian ship, every human station and colony knew what had happened. They did not just want to catch the pirates who attacked the New Soul. They wanted to make sure it never happened again. "Impossible," Kextar said. "No species works together like that." "Humans do," Captain Han Seok said. "When you attack one human, you attack all humans. When you threaten one human family, you threaten all human families." Park Yuna nodded. "My uncle was on the New Soul. He died trying to protect children from your kind of pirates." Kim Jae added. "My sister's husband was one of the slaves. We found him 3 years later on a prison planet." Dr. Lihana turned back to face Kextar. "For 3 years, humans hunted every pirate organization in 100 light-years of space. Not just the pirates who attacked the New Soul. All pirates, every single one." "That is not possible," Kextar said, but his voice was getting smaller. "We destroyed 47 pirate fleets," Dr. Lihana continued. "We burned down 32 pirate bases. We freed over 10,000 slaves. We tracked down every supplier, every buyer, every person who helped pirates in any way." The bridge was very quiet. Even Kextar's pirates looked worried now. "And when we were finished," Han Seok said, "pirates learned a new rule. Never attack human ships. Never threaten human people. Because humans do not just fight back. Humans make sure the problem never happens again." Kextar raised his weapon and pointed it at Han Seok's head. "You are lying, trying to scare me with old stories." "Check your scanners," Park Yuna said quietly. "What?" Kekstar looked confused. Check your long-range scanners, see what is coming. One of Kekstar's pirates ran to the scanning station. His face went pale as he read the numbers. Boss, the pirate said in a shaking voice. There are ships coming. Many ships. How many? Kekstar demanded. The pirate looked at his scanner again. 17 ships. No, wait. 24 ships. No. Boss, the number keeps growing. What do you mean it keeps growing? More human ships keep appearing on the scanner. They are coming from all directions. Dr. Lee Hanna smiled for the first time since the pirates boarded. The beacon worked perfectly. Every human ship within 50 light-years received our signal. And now they are all coming here, Han Seok added. To help you? Kekstar asked. No, Han Seok replied. To help finish this, to make sure you never threaten another human ship again. Kekstar ran to the scanner and looked for himself. The screen showed dozens of ships moving toward their location. Big ships, small ships, fast ships, slow ships, all flying the blue and white colors of human space. This cannot be real, he whispered. Oh, it is very real, Dr. Lee Hanna said. You wanted to know what makes humans different? This is what makes us different. When you hurt one of us, you hurt all of us, and we all come to fix the problem. The scanner now showed over 40 human ships approaching. Mining vessels with their huge laser cutters, research ships with experimental weapons, passenger ships carrying soldiers instead of tourists, and, somewhere among them Captain Han Seok knew, were the fast military ships with their powerful guns. Boss, Rick said quietly, maybe we should run away now. Kekstar looked at the growing number of ships on the scanner. For the first time in his life, he felt real fear. We cannot run, he said. They will follow us. Yes, Han Seok agreed. They will follow you. All of them. Until they find you. What do you want? Kekstar asked. His voice was small and scared now. Han Seok stood up slowly. What we want is simple. We want you to never threaten human ships again. We want you to never hurt innocent people again. We want the problem you represent to be completely solved. And how do we solve the problem? Kekstar asked, though he was afraid to hear the answer. Dr. Lee Hanna checked her watch. In about 15 minutes, you will find out. The first human ships arrived like angry ghosts from deep space. They came out of hyperspace in bright flashes of light, appearing on all sides of Kekstar's pirate fleet. Boss, Rick shouted from the scanner station. 60 human ships now. They are surrounding us. Kekstar ran to look at the scanner. The screen was full of moving dots, each one representing a human ship. Big dots, small dots, all moving closer to his fleet. This is impossible, he whispered. How did they get here so fast? Captain Han Seok was still sitting calmly in his chair, even with pirates pointing guns at him. Humans are good at planning ahead. We have ships stationed all over this part of space. But these are not military ships. Kekstar pointed at the scanner. I see mining ships, research ships, even passenger ships. Yes, Dr. Lee Hanna said. When humans receive a beacon signal, every ship responds. It does not matter what kind of ship it is. Park Yuna smiled from her engineering station. My cousin, Park Min, works on a mining ship. I bet he is out there right now getting ready to use his rock-cutting laser on your ships. Kim Jae nodded. My friend Kim Bo is a research scientist, but he used to be in the military. I bet his science ship has some very interesting weapons. More flashes of light appeared as additional human ships dropped out of hyperspace. The scanner now showed over 80 ships, and more kept coming. Boss, one of Kekstar's pirates called, from the pirate ship's radio. The human ships are not attacking, they are just waiting. Waiting for what? Kekstar demanded. For their admiral to arrive, Han Seok answered. Admiral Choi Bin commands this sector. He will want to handle this personally. As if summoned by his words, a new voice came over the communication system. It was calm, cold, and completely without emotion. This is Admiral Choi Bin of the Terran Defense Force. Pirate vessels, you have attacked a human merchant ship. You have 30 seconds to release the human crew and surrender. Kekstar grabbed the radio. Admiral, I am Kekstar of the Black Claw Pirates. You cannot threaten me. I have human prisoners. 25 seconds, Admiral Choi's voice replied. Listen to me, Kextar was getting desperate. If you attack, I will kill these humans. 20 seconds. Dr. Lee Hana looked at Kextar with pity in her eyes. You still do not understand. Admiral Choi knows we are willing to die if it means stopping you. What? Kextar stared at her. We sent the beacon, Han Seok explained. We called for help, but we also accepted that we might die. That is what humans do. We sacrifice ourselves to protect others. 15 seconds, Admiral Choi's voice continued counting. Wait, Kextar shouted into the radio. We can make a deal. I will give you back your people. I will never attack human ships again. 10 seconds. Please, I am sorry. We did not know. 5 seconds. Kextar dropped the radio and ran to the window. Outside, he could see the human ships. Over 100 of them now, all pointing their weapons at his small fleet of 12 pirate ships. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Admiral, Kextar screamed into the radio. We surrender. We give up. There was a long silence. Then Admiral Choi's voice came back as cold as ice. Surrender is no longer an option. You chose war when you attacked human civilians. War is what you will get. The first human ship fired. It was a mining vessel called the Gwangju Digger. Its massive laser, designed to cut through solid rock, sliced through a pirate ship like it was made of paper. The pirate ship exploded in a ball of fire. No! Kextar screamed. More human ships began firing. Research vessels shot experimental energy beams. Passenger ships launched military missiles. Even small cargo ships had weapons now. Boss, Rix cried. Half our fleet is gone. Kextar watched in horror as his pirate ships were destroyed one by one. The human ships worked together perfectly, like they had practiced this many times before. How can civilian ships fight so well, he asked. Because every human learns to fight, Dr. Lee Hana answered. We all serve in the military when we are young. A human miner was once a human soldier. A human scientist was once a human warrior. The battle was not really a battle. It was an execution. Kextar's pirates tried to run, but human ships were faster. They tried to fight back, but human weapons were stronger. In less than 10 minutes, only 3 pirate ships were left alive. Admiral Choi, Captain Han Seok, spoke into the radio. This is Captain Han Seok. My crew and I are safe. Understood. Captain, are you ready for extraction? Yes, sir. But the pirates are still on our bridge. Not for long. Suddenly, the lights went out on the Soul's Pride. Emergency power came on, making everything glow red. Then they heard sounds of fighting from other parts of the ship. What is happening? Kextar demanded. Marines, Dr. Lee Hana said simply. Human soldiers in black armor appeared at the bridge entrance. They moved fast and silent like shadows, with guns. In seconds, they had captured all the pirates on the bridge without firing a shot. Captain Han Seok, the Marine sergeant said. Admiral Choi wants to speak with the pirate leader. A large screen appeared on the bridge wall. Admiral Choi's face looked down at them. He was an older man with gray hair and hard eyes. He wore a simple uniform, but everyone could feel his power. Kextar of the Black Claw Pirates, Admiral Choi said. You attacked a human merchant ship carrying medical supplies to sick children. Admiral, please, Kextar begged. I am sorry, I did not know they were so important. All human ships are important, Admiral Choi replied. All human lives are important. You have learned this too late. What will you do to me? Admiral Choi's face showed no emotion. You and your surviving pirates will be taken to a prison planet. You will spend the rest of your lives working to pay for the damage you have caused. And my ships? My crew? Your ships are destroyed. Most of your crew is dead. The few who survive will join you in prison. Kextar fell to his knees. Please, give me another chance. You had your chance, Admiral Choi said. You had 30 seconds to withdraw when Captain Han Seok warned you. You chose to attack instead. The Admiral's image turned to look at Captain Han Seok. Captain, your ship will be repaired. Your mission to deliver medical supplies will continue. Thank you, Admiral, Han Seok replied. The pirate bases that supplied Kekstar's fleet have been located, Admiral Choi continued. They will be destroyed within the next 48 hours. Any person or organization that helped these pirates will be found and punished. Kekstar looked up in shock. You will hunt down everyone, even people who just sold us food and fuel? Yes, Admiral Choi said simply. When you attack humans, you make everyone who helps you an enemy of humanity. This is the lesson the galaxy learned 20 years ago. This is the lesson you are learning today. The Marines began taking the pirates away. As they dragged Kekstar from the bridge, he looked back at the human crew. How? He asked. How can you do this? How can your whole species work together like this? Dr. Lee Hanna answered him. Because we are family. All humans are family. When you hurt one of us, you hurt all of us. And families protect each other. As the pirates were taken to prison ships, Captain Han Seok looked out at the human fleet surrounding them. Over 150 ships now from every part of human space. Admiral, he said into the radio. Thank you for coming so quickly. Thank you for sending the beacon, Captain. The galaxy needs to remember what happens when humans are threatened. Park Yuna's voice came from the engine room. Captain, engines are back online. We can continue to Kepler Colony. Good, Han Seok said. Those children are still waiting for their medicine. As the human fleet began to scatter back to their normal duties, word of the battle spread across the galaxy. In spaceports and trading stations, aliens whispered to each other about what they had heard. The humans had done it again. Someone had attacked a human ship, and the entire human species had responded. The pirates were gone. Not just defeated, completely destroyed. In the cantina on Nexus Prime, the old trader Voss heard the news and shook his head sadly. He had tried to warn the young pirate, but Kekstar had not listened. Now Kekstar would spend the rest of his life in prison, and his fleet was space dust. The lesson was clear once again. Never attack human ships. Never threaten human people. Because humans never forget, never forgive, and never stop until the threat is completely gone. 3 days after the battle, the Soul's Pride arrived at Kepler Colony. The small farming planet was covered in sickness, and many children were dying from a disease that attacked their lungs. Captain Han Seok watched as Dr. Lee Hanna and the colony doctors unloaded the medical supplies. The medicines that Kekstar had wanted to steal would save hundreds of young lives. Captain, Kim Jae said from the pilot seat, the colony governor wants to thank us personally. Tell him we were just doing our job, Han Seok replied. Getting medicine to sick children is not something special. It is what humans do. But the governor, a kind woman named Sarah Chen, came to the ship anyway. She had tears in her eyes as she shook Han Seok's hand. Captain, without these medicines we would have lost 50 children this week. How can we thank you? Just take care of your people, Han Seok said. That is thanks enough. As the Soul's Pride prepared to leave Kepler Colony, they received a message from Admiral Choi Bin. The news was not surprising, but it was complete. Captain Han Seok, the Admiral's voice came over the radio. Operation Clean Sweep is finished. All pirate bases connected to the Black Claw organization have been destroyed. All suppliers and supporters have been arrested. The threat has been completely eliminated. How many bases? Park Yuna asked. 17 pirate bases across 9 star systems, Admiral Choi replied. We also found and freed over 300 slaves that the pirates had captured. Dr. Lee Hanna smiled. 300 people going home to their families. The galaxy will remember this for a long time, Admiral Choi continued. Word is already spreading. No one will forget what happens when humans are threatened. Meanwhile, far across the galaxy, the news traveled from world to world. In the trading stations, spaceports, and alien colonies, creatures spoke in hushed voices about the human response to Kekstar's attack. On the water world of Aquarius 7, a group of shark-like aliens called the Veth were planning to raid human shipping lanes. When they heard about Kekstar's fate, they quickly changed their minds. 150 human ships, their leader said with fear in his voice. For one small cargo ship, we will find easier targets. On the desert planet of Scorpion Prime, a criminal organization called the Red Sand Syndicate was buying weapons to attack human colonies. The alien weapons dealer refused to sell to them. "Are you crazy?" the dealer asked. "Do you want every human in the galaxy hunting me? Find another target or find another dealer." In the deep space mining station called Iron Rock, a gang of mixed species, pirates were recruiting new members. But when word of the human response reached them, half their recruits left. "I am not fighting humans," said a large reptilian alien. "I have seen what they do to pirates. I would rather be poor than dead." Back on Nexus Prime, the old trader Voss sat in the same cantina where he had warned Kextar just a few days before. A young alien approached his table, a small furry creature with big eyes. "Elder Voss," the young alien said respectfully, "is it true what they say about the humans? Did they really send over 100 ships to save 5 people?" Voss looked up from his drink. "It is true, young one. But why? It must have cost them so much money. So much time. Why would they do that for just one ship?" Voss was quiet for a moment, thinking about how to explain. "Tell me, young one, how many brothers and sisters do you have?" "3 sisters," the alien replied. "And if someone hurt one of your sisters, what would you do?" "I would fight them," the young alien said immediately. "I would make them pay." "Even if they were bigger than you? Even if they had more weapons?" "Yes, she is my family." Voss nodded slowly. "Now you understand humans. To them, every human is family. Every human ship carries their brothers and sisters. When you attack one human, you attack their entire family." The young alien's eyes grew wide. "All humans are family to each other?" "All of them," Voss confirmed. "Billions of humans across thousands of worlds, and they all think of each other as family. This is why no one attacks human ships anymore. This is why even the fiercest warriors in the galaxy leave humans alone. What happened to the pirate Kextar? He and his surviving crew are in prison on the moon of Titan 7. They will work in the mines for the rest of their lives, paying for the damage they caused." The young alien shivered. "That is a hard life." "Better than being dead," Voss replied. "The humans could have killed them all. Instead, they let them live to serve as an example." At another table, a group of alien merchants were discussing their shipping routes. They were carefully planning their travels to avoid any areas where human ships might be attacked. "We must be very careful," said their leader, a tall being with purple skin. "If we are in the same area when pirates attack humans, we might be seen as helpers. The humans do not forgive anyone who helps pirates." "Even if we do not mean to help?" asked another merchant. "It does not matter what you mean," the first alien replied. "What matters is what you do. If you are there when humans are attacked and you do not help the humans, they consider you an enemy. So we should help humans if we see them being attacked?" "Yes, always help humans. They remember their friends just as well as they remember their enemies." This was true. Across the galaxy, human ships gave special treatment to species that had helped them during pirate attacks. Better trade deals, protection from other threats, and friendship that lasted for generations. But species that had watched humans die without helping found themselves banned from human space. Their ships were not allowed to dock at human stations. Human traders would not buy their goods or sell them supplies. The message was clear. You are either a friend of humanity or you are an enemy. There was no middle ground. In the depths of space, human patrol ships continued their routes. But now they flew with even more confidence. Every alien ship they passed moved aside respectfully. Every spaceport they visited welcomed them with open arms. The galaxy had learned the lesson once again. Humans were kind and generous to their friends. They shared their technology, their medicine, and their knowledge freely. They helped other species solve problems and build better lives. But if you threatened them, if you attacked their ships or hurt their people, then you would learn why the old trader Voss still had nightmares about the Terran incident. You would learn why even the fiercest predators in the galaxy chose to hunt other prey. You would learn why no species, not even the strongest, not even the most savage, dared to target human ships. Because humans did not just fight back. They made sure the problem never happened again. On the bridge of the Soul's Pride, Captain Han Seok looked out at the stars and thought about home. In a few weeks, they would return to Earth for maintenance and rest. He would see his wife and children. Again, Captain, Kim Jae said softly. Do you think we will have more trouble with pirates? Han Seok smiled. Not for a long time, Jae. The galaxy has a good memory when it comes to things like this. Dr. Lee Hana came onto the bridge carrying her medical kit. Captain, I have finished treating the last of our crew injuries. Everyone is healthy. Good, Han Seok replied. And the beacon transmitter? Tested and ready, she confirmed. If we ever need to send another signal, it will work perfectly. Park Yuna's voice came from the engine room. Captain, we are ready to jump to hyperspace. Next stop, the Centauri. Trading hub. Take us there, Kim Jae, Han Seok ordered. As the Soul's Pride disappeared into hyperspace, carrying its crew safely to their next destination, the story of Kekstar's defeat continued to spread across the galaxy. In cantinas and spaceports and trading stations and alien colonies, the same conversation happened over and over. Remember the rule, never attack human ships. Why? Because when you attack one human, you attack all humans. And humans always make sure the problem is solved completely. The message was clear, and the galaxy listened. Human ships flew safely through space, carrying medicine to the sick, food to the hungry, and hope to those who needed it most. And in the dark corners of space where pirates and criminals gathered, they looked at their star charts and carefully avoided any route where they might encounter a ship with blue and white markings. The lesson had been learned once again. Never target human ships, never threaten human people. Because humanity never forgets, never forgives, and never stops until justice is done.